but Tyler wrecked everything.
I apologize.
Well, go put on a dress and no judgments.
It's my narcissism, really.
Just wait till we get to that.
I'll get there, I'll wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
Little foreshadowing.
So here we go. So redistribution is fine for most people, and the idea that you can be a good take your stuff to give other people, that's when people start to have an issue with it.
And I think Bernie Sanders concedes the fact when he says that he can't draw it out. And all you have to do is just say, honestly, I got in here and it's too complicated. The other parties.
And he gets a pass. Liz Warren is pushing the same plan. All of her other plans are pretty pragmatic. If you read them, I may not agree with them, but some thought has gone into those, unlike Kamala Harris. What happened to those old good days of picking the aspects of a plan that you actually wanted? Because not every man, and I know this is going to sound very sexist, not every man needs a maternity plan in his health insurance.
Right. Listen, maybe I'm a total tightwad, but I personally like to know how much something is going to cost before I agree to buy it. Mm-hmm. And apparently Bernie voters don't feel the same way, because the only thing crazier than him saying, I don't know how much this is going to cost, which by the way means I don't know how much you, the taxpayer, are going to pay for it, is the fact that he's all these supporters who are like, that's okay, go right ahead.
Why do they give him a pass away?
Insane.
Well, I guess it's cheaper than hiring a lawyer if I steal it. So, but can you imagine if your boyfriend took you into...
Government does, so it's not even like you can decide later. You just say, yeah, sure, whatever it costs, and give him full control of your wallet. No wonder you guys need so much free stuff. You're not very good with money.
No, a man needs a wallet like a fish needs a bicycle. I believe it was Gloria Steinem who said that. No, maybe not. So how much does this plan, because, when Mercatus Center put something out, they go, oh, the Koch brothers. That's a conservative organization when it's pretty liberty-minded and pretty fair. Urban Institute came up with the same numbers. How much does something like this hurt Liz Warren? And will her opponents bring it up in the next debate?
Well, I think the problem with the Elizabeth...
Giving student loan debt, all of those things require revenue sources, and you've only got so many streams.
That's exactly right. And with healthcare specifically, I think the Democrats would do well to specifically...
Healthcare and health insurance are different things, and nobody seems to recognize that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But if you lay out what healthcare as a right means, like the ability to
look for everything, they're going to find a way to lower costs, and the best way to do that is preventative care.
But we already do. We already do that. We already do that. We have something called Medicare.
There are suggestions for that. There's no one coming around taking my stepdad's blood pressure.
But wait
There's no one going,
I'm sorry I missed last week.
What's your BMI?
Right now, with the population the way it is and the baby boomers, we are entering a time where we will break down.
People who are healthy.
And when more people are on Medicare, they will
don't deserve my money. I'm sorry. I know that's judgmental, but people who don't exercise, who don't meditate, who don't watch what they put in their bodies, why am I on the hook for their bad choices?
But wait a minute, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act actually did address that, because they addressed preventative care. Listen, you all want to eat the stuff that isn't healthy for you. Right?
Yeah,
and then later, if you don't want to be preventative.
Go get a great job so you can pay for your dialysis. It's 1988 all over again.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, his campaign...
Things change. We only have 3 months. Let's stop acting like this is 4 years down the road. We got 3 months till Iowa. So if he loses Iowa to Liz and he loses New Hampshire to Bernie, is South Carolina enough?
Yeah, I think it is, because, you have to look at his minority numbers.
I think there's a big difference between losing one and losing both. I think by the time... Remember the
I think that Bernie Sanders is going to win.
Arizona, by the time I get to South Carolina, my mojo might be gone.
I think Bernie Sanders wins New Hampshire simply. If you look, her numbers aren't as strong. Her numbers should be stronger in New Hampshire.
She's at 18%.
Her number
15.
But Bernie Sanders is from Vermont.
She's not 10 points behind Bernie. She's 3 points.
Bernie Sanders is from Vermont. Bernie Sanders should be leading in
primary voters.
I'm not spinning it. I'm getting it as it is.
I just wanted to say that.
Primary voters are generally more progressive than voters are in the general election. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats do wind up with a super liberal, super progressive nominee that won't do as well in the general.
I mean,
and then they'll have to pay me when they lose, as I predicted.
Attacking Liz
well, that's just because she's a Native American.
That's right. It's tough.
And I think you're right, too.
She's one smallpox blanket away from dropping out of place.
Okay.
Tyler?
Oh, I was just going to say, I think that New Hampshire is actually, basically...
We got so much more with the panel because it's only Tuesday, and it feels like Friday. That's how good it is. Coming up...
I'll come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow it'll help me start.
Oh, you better believe. In a time when college students are treated like slobbering socialistic children, it's nice to see the NCAA finally treat student athletes and say, we're fine, we're not going to have any sanctioned events in California. There will be no championships and no one can compete for any of these because too many players would be rushing the Pac-12. But why did they change course finally?
I think they changed course for the coaches, and they encourage people to go to these schools in these sports. And in a sense, they raise the bar, not just on themselves.
Because it's the right thing either. I really think there's so much pressure. And now other states are going to do exactly what California has done and push it through the legislature because they see California as a lawyer. What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, there's always been like a huge asymmetry with what your car costs, what your family's car has, and all that kind of stuff serves against these. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, right? Like you could go.
It all boils down to UCLA versus USC. You know that, right?
Well, I mean, the Dogs are the only team that matters this year, right?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Georgia?
Georgia,
Yeah, I thought you meant University of Washington.
Georgia. I never heard of them.
Yeah, they're pretty
The
good.
Bulldogs. So, Kat.
Well, I was not a college athlete, but
What?
I was on the debate team.
It's insane. It's indentured servitude.
And I would play a debate video game. Everyone.
And
Well-
it was interesting. Walk around University of Georgia with number 10. I got to be kind of like, well, come on, guys, like, give me money.
I had a
was
number-
stealing from that guy.
From Josh Rosen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they get a bad rap, but they wake up every day so self-satisfied. Can you imagine that? Waking up going, my God, I'm so great. What am I going to do today to further my own greatness?
No, I think I just dated them in college. Okay, hold on.
All right.
You know, and they are. That's what they're attracted to. The
Well,
guy
let's
that
ask-
doesn't send
let's
you the
ask
flowers.
the resident
on your
expert.
birthday.
I am literally the expert. I spent my entire mid-20s in a relationship with a literal narcissist. They won't blame themselves for anything. Everything always gets flipped on you. Like, we dated for 2 years. Sorry, I'm turning this into a therapy session. We dated for 2 years. He would not dating me. And one day I was like, this hurts my feelings. And he was like, you're being crazy. And I was like, how could I have wanted to go to my boyfriend?
There are Uyghurs in concentration camps, but monsters like that run free. Tyler,
Yeah, I mean, this is the classic gaslighting
are you
conversation.
a psychopath? I wake up every day.
I'm happy waking up in this closet every morning. I'm the best. It's everyone else's fault I'm 30 and live in a closet. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I think.
So when they say beat red, they mean that.
Right, they do. Yeah, no, no. As it's played out, you know, in some ways, I think it's
What does it
gone.
mean to play us out?
No, I play the conversation out.
Oh, okay, very good.
Right, but yes, indeed. And yeah, you know, I think it's been a really helpful conversation. I think it's made a lot of.
Dating him anymore.
And not dating a psycho and dating a great guy who adores her.
Yeah.
And you deserve adoration. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I hope this is a remarkable year for you.
Indeed.
You are the best.
You are.
You are a great person. You are giving, kind, and a vault.
Oh, thank you. Love you, Kennedy.
Right. Yay! Happy birthday, Kat.
birthday.
Woo!
Thank you.
Balloons and emojis. Thank you so much, Tyler. And you've all been fantastic.
Thank you.
Safe travels back to LA, Leslie.
Thanks.
I know the
Thanks.
skies are filled with ash.
Yep.
All right, have you heard the report on how the U.S. military...